Today we're going to talk about chords. We're going to talk about how to play basic chords, how to move them around through bar chords, and how to be able to pull out any chord anywhere on the neck in any key. Okay, so let's start out with just the basic A chord, okay? I have A selected. Here are all of my intervals in A on the guitar. And I want to go to Chords. This is a really cool program, y'all. It's called Interval Matrix Pro. It's on the App Store and the Google Play Store. We're looking for testers, actually. So if you want this program for free for life, help me test it. As long as I still need testers, just send an email to intervalmatrixpro@gmail.com. Okay, so here I have this pulled up right here. We're going to look at the A chord. Now, we have the open fifth string, and we're going to go fifth fret, or I'm sorry, this is your perfect fifth, your 1, your 3, and your 5. So 1 and 3 and 5 is what makes a major triad. But what we have is... Okay, so we're playing here, 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 and here. All right, now... let's look at the C chord. So I'm going to go to C. Okay, see, this is open right here, but we're going to play here, here, and here. All right, we have. Now, if we wanted to, we could throw this in our root note. Makes it a little bit thicker, or we could go open. So that's our C chord. Okay, we just played the A. Let's play the G chord. Again, open is right here. This is what we're going to play. So this is open, right? So we have our first finger is going to go here, second finger, and then third finger pinky. These three are going to be open. We got... So we had C, A, G. Now let's look at the E chord. Okay, it's right here. But notice all these other notes. These are different ways that we can do the same chord. These are called chord voicings. This is a way you can move across the guitar neck. Okay, so open right here. First finger, second finger, third finger. We're going to go. See our root notes in the sixth string, right? Okay, now let's look at the D chord. That's going to be rooted off the fourth string. See how that's open? You have right here, here, and here. So first finger, second finger, third finger. These are our basic major chords in the open position. It spells a word. That word is caged. But I want to show you something new here. Here's our E right here. So we have this open. We have first finger, second finger, third finger. Okay. Now, if we want to take this, turn it to an F, here's our F. Look at here. It's the same shape. We just moved it up a fret. So we're going to bar this. When you bar, you want to use the side of your finger. Okay, that's the bony part. And you want to get as close to... You want to get as close to the fret as possible, okay? That's that sweet spot. There's our F chord. So we have E, then we have F. Okay, now we can just take the same shape and chase it up the neck. Check that out. See how it just moves up? F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. Right there. Notice how we have the same shape that we started off with right here. Now we can do this with any of the caged chords, okay? So let's go now to the E shape and the A shape are the easiest ones to bar. So now let's go to the A shape. All right. So we have the A chord, right? So we have. Now, if we want to go to the A sharp, we just bar this, and notice how we have the same shape here. So I just go like that. So my first finger is going to cover this, and then second, third, and pinky. And you see we're just playing right here. All right, now let's go to the B chord. See how that just moves up? Notice how all these shapes just shift up one. Okay, now let's go to the C chord. So again, we're right here. Okay, C sharp. Now let's go to the D. D sharp. E. F. Or I'm sorry, it's F sharp, F, and then F sharp. And then G. G sharp. And A. So we start on A here. Notice how we have the exact same shape right here. Notice how there's two dots right here, and the 12th fret on the guitar has two dots. That's called an octave, okay? So that means the neck basically starts over again. There's no sharp or flat between B and C and E and F. Okay, so that's the A chord. Now let's look at the D chord. So we have this open D. All right, so then we got first finger, second finger, third finger right here. See, we're just playing that. Okay, now if I want to bar this, I got D sharp. I can just go first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky. There's my D sharp, okay, E, okay, F, F sharp. See how we're just chasing that one shape down. And what I want to try to do, the reason why we're doing this app is I want you to make it so you don't have to worry about shapes. I just want you to know where your intervals are at. Okay, and then we got G sharp. Then we got A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. So we started with D and we end with D, okay? So C, A, G, E, D. We didn't do the C yet, moving it around or barring it. Right here. Root note, third, fifth, root, third. So third, second, first. These are both open. We're going to go. Now, if we want to go to the C sharp, look at this. We're just going to bar this right here. So it's going to be like a partial bar. And then right here, second finger, third finger, and pinky. Okay. Now we got the D. We just move it up a fret. Notice how it's grabbing that shape of that one D chord, right? And we got D sharp. Okay, so now let's look at the G chord. That's probably the hardest one to bar. And you're usually not going to do that. But I'm trying to show you how these shapes move. Okay, so the G, we have this right here, right? So first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky. And when we bar this, we're not going to be able to play this, right? So we're just going to have... And some people just learn to G like that. Either way is great. I like that. And that's called chord voicing, where you play a chord differently. You know, it's same chords, same notes, just play a little bit differently. It just gives different sounds. All right, so there's the G, right? So if we want to do a G sharp, notice how the whole shape moved right here. We bar this, and then we have... Okay, now we go A. Okay, now we go A sharp. Now we go B. No, it's the same shape, right? C. C sharp. And it just keeps going up. Now, we've done all these open. Let's go back to the C chord. I want to show you something really cool. So each shape counts up chromatically, right? Here's our C chord. Okay. Now, we spelled the word caged earlier. The chord shapes always spell that shape, or that they always spell that, caged. Watch this. Here's our C chord. This is also a C chord, but look at this. That's that A shape. So we can go forward. Okay. Now we got the G shape right here. Okay. Now look at that right there. Here's the E shape. So we just find our root note. We build a chord off of it. See, look, C shape. See that root note? Okay. And then we went to the G right here, and we went back this way for that G shape. Or I'm sorry, the C. And then the E shape right here. C is the root note. Right here, you have the D shape. So that's going to be... And then right here, we have the root note. We're going to build the chord back this way. This is that C shape. So we start with the C, end with the C. That spells the word caged. C-A-G-E-D. Okay? That spells the word caged all the way up the neck. All right, let's do it in another key. I just want you to get used to moving through these patterns. Let's do E. Here is open, right? So we have our E. Next up in the word cage is D. So, see, I want you to be able to see this stuff. And then right here, look at that. There's that C shape right there. And then right here. So the last one of the first one are going to be the first ones in the next one. See that? Because it goes into that. Right here. Here's that G shape right here. Ah, my pinky gives me problems. And right here. Start with an E, end with an E. Always spells caged. Okay, let's look at the G. Here's our open G right here. Okay, right here. Look at that. Okay, right here. There's our D shape. Okay, right here's our C shape. Here's our A shape right here. And then here's our G shape right here. Right. Come on now. Right there. My pinky was paralyzed one day. I woke up and I have problems with that still. Anyway, that is caged. That is the basic ways of moving around bar chords, okay? We only did major. You want to know your major, your minor, and your dominant 7 and be able to move those around. And that's a whole other lesson. But that's how we move around major bar chords. And the app that I'm using is called Interval Matrix Pro. There's a 3-day free trial. I want you to check it out. And, man, if you like my material, please like and subscribe. And we go live with lessons a few times a week. And it's at skool.com/Shawn Lane. We teach you how to really visualize the instrument and look at it from a totally different approach that only a genius like Shawn could have come up with. And I was one of his students, and so was Sid Wolf, who was one of the professors at the Atlanta Institute of Music. And it's the two of us together, and we go live, and we're charging less than one single guitar lesson. We're doing $49 per month, and you can go anytime we go live. You can jump on there. We have hundreds of hours of coursework right now, and it really is a very, very complete and great guitar system that we have. It's a Shawn Lane curriculum, and it was directly influenced by Shawn. It's school, skool.com/Shawn Lane. And then also this app. You got to get this app, y'all. It's a 3-day free trial. It's on the Apple App Store and then Google Play. If you're on Google, if you've got an Android, it's on there, but you need to email intervalmatrixpro@gmail.com. And if we're still testing, then you're going to get this app free for life. If not, the 3-day free trial, you can either go weekly, monthly, or yearly, or you can just buy the program. I want everybody to be able to have this. I want you to be able to see this stuff because this is where your creativity comes in. All right. So anyway, I'm Jimmy Hudson. I approve this message. Thank you all very much.